the area?
One of the things that we have done in the last 6 to 8 years is work on diversifying the economy. And housing crisis that we're experiencing, I think, highlights the need more than ever for why we can't have a three-pronged stool, if you will, an economy perched on tourism, agriculture, and construction and development. So what we have been working on, and Commissioner Siegel just rattled off most of them, the whole medical city, the computer simulation industry, the digital media. These are new, high-wage, high-tech jobs, and most of them have come to the east side of Orange County. I think we also have an opportunity, either an opportunity or a huge loss, with what's happening on the Space Coast, to partner with them and to find ways to not just help them with their lobbying efforts in Washington, but to also find a way to partner and make that part of our economic engine. The one other area that I would look to is what I would call environmental jobs in the future. And that would be turning the environment not just into something we have to preserve, but preservation and maintenance of the environment can become part of a research park that we could then turn into an economic engine. And water preservation and water quality are other areas that we can not only do the right thing, but also create jobs and research parks out of that we can sell our knowledge worldwide.
Let's go with Mr. Clark on this one. The same area, let me see if I can ask a little bit different. In order to bring in jobs, and without just giving a blanket umbrella, hey, lower tax, lower regulation, what specifically can we do to bring in more jobs into the county here in Orange County? What incentives?
Well, incentives is a bad word, especially when you don't have any money. The incentives we need to do are more intangible incentives, and I go back to the quality of life issues. We have 5,000 jobs coming out of the ground at the medical city when the hospital is completed and Burnham's up to speed. We don't want it to stop there. With the medical simulation, UCF has been into medical simulation for years. It's going to continue to grow. The VA is bringing their medical simulation to the Veterans Hospital down there, so there's grant opportunities. But when that is done, we need to make sure that we're growing medical villages, around the medical city, and some of those will actually be along the rail line. We can't print money as county commissioners. As county commissioners, we don't create jobs, we create the environment that attracts jobs to this area. We do that in coordination with the city, with all the municipalities. We do that in coordination with all the entities out there that help to bring jobs here. We need to do a couple fundamental things. We need to have venture capital available. We need to have, we have the other two legs of the stool. We have UCF, which is a phenomenal learning university. We have the research entity at Burnham and the whole medical city. We have the airport. The missing thing is venture capital. We need to bring that in. There's terms economic gardening, which is a way to grow this without venture capital, and that is what is happening in medical city. Once that's done, they grow the city around it. They will take entrepreneurs over there and put their products to market.
Ms. Thompson, let me ask you the question, but a little bit more loaded. You're saying you're a business owner. Is everybody on the same level playing field? Is one county trying to get another job over another county, Volusia instead of Orange, and Flagler instead of St. John's? Or are we just not doing enough to be proactive with EDC? Or are we not giving enough tax breaks? Are we not doing enough does it take, as you would say, somebody who has a business background, someone who has a political experience background? Or what areas are we not doing enough? Or is it just the way the economy is right now? Nobody can do anything much better than another county can do to bring in jobs.
I'm of the opinion we need a regional plan. We need to collaborate. And I actually have a pretty detailed plan as it relates to specific to East Orange County. It's my home. I'm also a huge believer in the Innovation Way concept. Whatever Innovation Way ends up looking like, the original vision, which this community right here put out in 2003, and I co-authored the document in 2003, called for the creation of a high-tech corridor spanning from UCF to ICP, which is where the research park has a letter of intent to expand, and on to the Orlando International Airport. I have been working with our state legislators, and I have been talking to the candidates. I would love the chance to talk to you, James, about what we could do next year to take our state legislators to go up to the House and author a bill or co-author a bill with hopefully State Legislator Krista Foley and whoever our new District 33 representative is. I'm going to need more time to explain it. To create an enterprise zone. What an enterprise zone at the state level does for our corridor right here in our backyard is allows for deferments of taxpayer payments to attract those businesses. Second, IWE is going to come back before the Board of County Commissioners. I was the only person up here that's a conditional yes vote. I encourage you to go to my website to see what those conditions are. But one of those conditions is I want to start an innovation fund. And IWE needs to give us
All right.
$15 million to pay for that fund to nurture those small to medium-sized businesses, those areas that are going to expand over at the research park.
Let me give Mr. Remy, I'm going to have one more round of questions, so we're actually doing pretty good on time. What does it do to bring into more jobs into the area?
Well, I think it's important that we acknowledge Medical City. It's really the future technology, the medical part, and we have to continue to nurture that. But I'm going to regress back to the businesses that are here now, to the ability for 80% of the small businesses in this community to hire more people so we can stimulate our money from within. You know, we offer corporate welfare for everyone to come here, but we do nothing for the small businesses right here, right now. We've got to refocus. Where's our priority? Is it the people that live in Orange County, or is it the people we want to live in Orange County? I'm a firm believer. I'm from here. This is all I know. This is my community. I want to see us to grow from within, to expand from within, to have success from within for the next generation growing up. So like I said, every small business person here can go home and hire another person. Now, will we ignore what's coming here? No. We've got to continue to nurture that. But let's not do it at all costs, where we leave our people who are here right now, who are expanding, who are growing, who are trying to have livelihoods here, who are raising their families here.
Mr. Falconer, you're next to Ms. Stewart.
Thank you, and I echo some of her sentiments there. The health of a local economy depends on the disposable income of consumers. In Orange County, we spend $7 billion a year in local government, which comes out to $11,666 per working taxpayer. The consumer is broke, and we're starving small business of revenue. In 10 years under my opponent's leadership, unemployment went up 300% because we have taken all the disposable income out of the consumers. There are 1 million small businesses in Florida. If each one hires just one person, unemployment will go to zero. The answer is not corporate welfare, where my opponents gave $300 million to bring just 150 jobs to Orlando. All of them are imported and did nothing to help the citizens of Orange County. Government does not create jobs, small business does. We need to lower taxes, tolls, and fees so that consumers have more disposable income and they'll spend it in our nail salons, hair salons, and movie theaters and restaurants. That is the way a free market economy works, and I'm the only one that understands that, and that's my objective. I will create a healthy business economy by lowering taxes, tolls, and fees, and letting small business build our economy back up.
Ms. Stewart, we're going to have another round of this. No, I wasn't ready to ask a question yet. The state legislature passed a film tax in order to bring some jobs and encourage incentives for film companies to come down here. Some of the questions I have, some people would say, well, you know, we're too busy trying to focus on getting new jobs, the economy's kind of What are we doing to promote local jobs that are already here, and how do we keep them here and not go away?
Okay, I'll try to answer that since you changed the question on me a little bit. We do have some B film production here in Central Florida. I went, as a matter of fact, last weekend, and they're filming a horror show down in way south Orange County, near the Osceola County line. So we are finding that some of the B-rated films are coming here. We're very happy that they are, because this is something that people overlook a lot, our availability for the film industry to come. But my focus has been primarily on green-collar jobs. You can call them environmental type jobs, but it's the biofuels, it's the solar, and it can be located anywhere in Central Florida because we are the Sunshine State. And it can be placed so anywhere around Central Florida. But in 2004, when we were getting scripts or weren't getting scripts, and I, on my own, traveled to La Jolla, California to talk to scripts about staying here and being that anchor, and realized that they probably weren't going to stay, I went to Burnham at that time. That was when they didn't even really know much about what Innovation Way was. I think that conversation and the inclusion of the maps and the things that our vision was had given them great reason for thought as to come to Central Florida. So I think elected officials, particularly the mayor, and I wasn't mayor then, but I did take it on my own and paved my own way to go. I think the mayor has a great obligation to go out and find these businesses and bring them here. It's not, we can't sit at the ivory tower there and think that the CEOs are going to come and talk to us across the table, because they're not. We're going to have to go out there and get those jobs, and that's why film is very important. And actually, we do have some funds for that. We should very well be doing that.
Before we go to closing comments, I got one more round you said I can ask. Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Bassan, I apologize. You're on the list. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. First of all, I just want to say, Ms. Thompson mentioned that she's the only one up here without a career in working for government. I'm an elected official. I do not consider myself a career politician. I've been elected twice in Belle Isle, do a great job in an unpaid position, so I highly call that a career in government. Secondly, we do need high-tech jobs. We need research jobs. We need solar jobs. We need things that aren't going to go away and that are really going to diversify our economy. I don't think we need to compromise the IWE project to bring jobs here. We've got over 16,000 homes on the market. Many of them are affordable. Many of them are under the median price. We also have 200 exec homes that are going to be going into the new phase of Lake Nona in a couple of years. So I don't think we need to correlate one without the other. Bring on the jobs. We're ready for them. We've got the housing to supply them. When we move companies here, they look for a few things. They look for 4 major things when they relocate here. Low taxes, good crime statistics, education, and transportation. We do need to work on our education statistics. One of the things that I want to do is see more vocation in the schools. Right now, a lot of kids can't afford to go to college or they don't have the desire. I want to see more vocational programs in the school, which will in turn keep them in school. We will raise our graduation ratios, and when they get out of the schools, they will get into a higher paying job immediately, as well as keeping them out of juvenile crime and giving them internships in the afternoon. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to start with you, Mr. Reed. You're up on next on the list. And then we'll have closing comments. You're running, you got 3 other opponents, or 4, actually, the 2 are not here, the other 1, excuse me. Your opponent's running against you. It's the 4, I'm sorry. Mr. Adams didn't show up in the other ones, I'm sorry. What makes you different from your opponents in the race? Talk about experience, issues, where they've been wrong or right, displaying what you have said.
Okay, I think there's a lot that makes us different. First and foremost, I was born and raised in this community. This is personal to me. The thing that drives me the most is I say, I want my daughter to have a better life than I did in this community. I've worked very hard in the private sector as well as the public sector. I'm proud of my service to the people of Florida through this federal government and the Senate office. I'm proud to be a small business owner. I'm proud that my husband and I could employ people. Sadly, we had to lay off people because of the economy and the burden, understanding the reality of what's going on. But like I said, I'm running for office because I want safer neighborhoods. I want government accountability. I want this out of our government, and I know that we need it for our community. I want fiscal responsibility with our tax dollars. It's going, there are decisions being made that aren't in the better interest for us. I'm proud to be endorsed by the Orange County deputy officers, the Orange County firefighters, the Orange County teachers, because at the end of the day, I'm one of us. I get up every day, I got a daughter to dress and get to school, I got to go to work, I have a mortgage to pay, and I have a family to raise in this community. But experience and through the private sector and the public sector is what makes me unique for this job.
Ms. Stewart, let me go with you. Again, we're going to do this and then we'll have closing comments. You've heard certain comments that some people have said, the county commission has done this, has done that. Set the record straight. What makes you much different than your opponents? The reason why they should elect you, and have they distorted your record?
I find it very hard to distort my record because my record has always been for the people, and they know that, and that's why I have been elected twice, and that's why I continue to have their support. So people can say what they may. People out there that are going to vote on August 24th knows exactly who Linda Stewart is. I'm an average person that have done exactly what the citizens have asked me to do time and time again. From the first day I was elected, I have been true to every single citizen, and I think that is exactly why I'm going to be in the runoff.
Question to you, Mr. Siegel, the difference between you and your opponents, and have they distorted any of your records?
I think there's always a lot of distortions in political campaigns, and that's just part of it. When you let it roll off you like water off a duck. I hear from all the candidates, and again, people have to form their opinions based on performance and what they know about the candidates. I have the judgment, the balance, the temperament, the experience, 36 years as a businessman in this community, a lifetime involved in the civic and philanthropic endeavors in this community, and I invite comparison to, quite frankly, by anybody.
Ms. Pisano, you're next.
Being twice elected for Belle Isle, I've done a stellar job. I've got a proven track record of accessibility. I've got the budgeting experience. Do you know the city of Orlando has 233,000 residents? They have 6 council members and 1 mayor. 7 people for 233,000. Our District 4 is 267,000 for 1 commissioner. Again, we don't have time for training. I am ready to take that seat over tomorrow and begin to work for you. And I also want to say the deputies and the firefighters did not interview. The firefighters did not interview any of the rest of us, and there's 2 of us that did not get interviewed by the deputies, especially myself being an elected official and having started a police department from scratch. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. I am ready to take on the challenge. I'm ready to balance our budget. I'm ready to streamline the departments that we need to do, as I stated in all my previous Sentinel interviews. I do hope you'll go to orlandosentinel.com/opinion and watch all of our Sentinel interviews.